Hey everybody, Kenny here. Welcome back to our Lords of the Fallen playthrough. If I'm sounding a little different this time, it's because I decided that the change I made to my audio settings was going in the wrong direction. I was basically enhancing what audio was already being picked up once the noise gate switched on, which does nothing to improve the issue that I've been having. So I've gone and made my noise gate even less strict than it already was, which if you have ever looked at tutorials for how to set a noise gate for your microphone in OBS, what I use, based on what any tutorial would tell you to use, is insane. The level at which my noise gate opens up to allow recording to start is double whatever it says to you. So if the regular thing is open up at 24, I'm actually at almost 40 for where it opens up. It's I have it set very, very high, and hopefully having made it even less strict than it already was will make it that I'll stop losing bits of the things that I say. It'll stop cutting me off in the middle of a word, or not pick up the start of whatever I'm saying. That is the hope. Also, I've kind of messed up with this one. As of this recording, the session before this is 1 day away from being published on YouTube. So I am way behind on my recording. Way behind. So I'm gonna try to knock out at least 3 sessions before the weekend. Try to do at least a couple over the weekend, so that way I can have a full Monday through Friday. We'll see what happens. Also, someone was kind enough to leave a comment in session 29 video pointing out that I missed an item. This actually be the closest one. I think this is actually the closest we can get. I missed a item by, well, I'm pretty sure they were saying that item by the sky beam here. I think that's what they were saying. I think the fastest way there is actually if this guy comes out. I think if we go in this way, I don't know if we can get to that same spot. Hargan's gone. Hargan has left this area. That way. And this is just the way to the shortcut. Oh. It moved right here.
This was it. The moment I handed over the rune of a deer and damned this entire kingdom for generations to come. I was tired. Angry. I was never a man of faith. But I thought who better to entrust the rune to than a judge. And look around at what that decision cost. What good was the cleric if she couldn't destroy the rune? Or prevent all this some other way? It's always the same story with gods or those like them. They pretend otherwise. But they're just as weak and flawed as those they lord over. But it's my own damn fault for relying on someone else in the first place. Even when I try to do the right thing, this is always how it ends. Even when I try to do... Even when I tried.
Same thing no matter what. Guys. Going this way. Find me. Really? That is bullshit. That is high bullshit right there. Alright. That is actually that would have actually been the fastest way. Forgot about that ladder. Ready? There we go. Thank you very much. Got my bleed salts. Now we can head back. And also, like, if I hadn't gone back for this, then I wouldn't have gotten that Hargan lore. Thank you very much. The last time, I believe, finished the fief. That's where we finished off. We finished off the fief, the nest. Now we're heading to pathway. I think pathway is the only thing. Oh, by the way, also, I've remembered what was here. So, like the session where I went in here. Like, because, like, you know, like, as I was reading the thing, telling me, like, what it was for, I got attacked. So, like, it just, my mind dropped it by the time that encounter was over. Like, that big door that's over here is most likely... Okay, so either the door that's here or the door that's being blocked by something over... Oh, like over in Calrath. Like that door that has like that weird like giant burnt thing in front of the door. Like either that or the big door here probably lead to the final beacon. Probably have to do all of them, and then one of those will unlock the way to the final beacon. That's my guess anyway. And supply pathway. Oh. Yeah, so triple thank you to the person told me to go back, who told me that I missed that thing. Because most likely if I didn't do that Hargan thing there, then he wouldn't be here, most likely.
The rune of a deer is close. I can taste it. Like blood in my mouth. They all want me to give in to despair, but that's for the weak. The rune is mine. Always has been. And I'm going to take it back. Let the gods bestow their grace on anyone who tries to stop me, like these fools. There's no salvation here. No redemption. Not for anyone. Let Moonstead and every meaningless life in it burn. There's no salvation. Let Moonstead and...
Don't be like that, Hargan. I don't want to fight you in a boss fight. Up, dude. Hey, next rude there, duder. You don't I see? Big gate's probably a shortcut. Oh, we got it. Oh, maybe. Probably do the crossing over. Ah, son of a bitch. I hate you. I hate you. Can I get these guys? That. More than one of them? Yep. You guys so much. You guys so much. try to cross over, I mean, like, if you tried to do it without crossing over first, then they would have attacked and knocked you down. As we know from previous experience in that area in the beginning. A different color sky. That blue. Or is it only blue because we're on this side? Okay, yeah. Because we're on this side. The umbral, the yellow sky beam, they're blue. Nope. You. Probably not just you, but regardless. Right. Quick shortcut back. Have to go through these guys again. Oh, hanging thing, right? No hanging item. Good dude. Ha. Gotta worry about that guy now. Worry about something here, though. Mick. that way. A higher path. Lower path. Oh, I guess, we can't go low. Unless we can... Yeah, we can go across. Oh, no, we can. Here's a puzzle to solve. How to mimic. Okay. The map for the area. Look. Map of the Manse of the Hallowed Brothers. Start off by the bell. Go inside. Get to the bell. It'll lead us to fortress. Gotta get a key. Key will lead us. Will in the way to cathedral, I guess. Then roll, we get to gate. Statue thing in front of building, and then that building. Power here, but it's not showing a sky beam. Might be second map that'll be sky beam in it. What happened with Kalrath? High one for it. Die in this realm. Bell. That guy. Right there. I don't know if there's any for the bell there. Sniper, we got this guy at the guy. Where's the shield guy now? Are these guys? Like anybody scary there, and that's top of the bell. How to mimic. Get up there. I've noticed with these guys that if you kill them, they go away forever. Which I wasn't noticing when I was first doing these areas. I mean, like, there are some that like respawn, but some of these guys, when you kill them, they go away forever. I think probably means something. Probably importance to that. I'm gonna keep killing them. Like that door is gonna break. Maybe not. Or from that way some. Okay, so that bridge there. Get to wrap around there once we clear up the puzzle here. Right there. Another one of these situations. Go forward, something's gonna fall. Get to have your moment back there. Sword guy. Kind of sword guy. Those sword guy. Yep. Freaking sniper. Buddy on that side. Nobody's here. You can just go on with your day. Insist. Right there. I don't know if this guy was a wandering sniper or if there's an... Oh no, sniper up there. Oh, many snipers. Oh, there's two snipers up there. Left side and a right side sniper. Up. Break that. And do that. Sniper. Not a sniper. The guy. Guy. Mimic. Dude. Go. Stopping by. We appreciate it. X spot right here. Mimic. Right, berries. Never used it. Up. Nothing. Below us. Probably the cave. Mimic. Okay. Cleared out all the upper area. Guy here. Crack spot. Go up first. What? Up. Those guys. Sniper go. Kind of off that way, but wow. Range support from that side. Or there. Up there. Didn't look like there's a sniper up there. Dug up that way. Hit you with magic, 'cause don't know. Out of mind. Here. Real? Whatever they're trying to set up here. Won't let this guy come in here and fight me. Maybe they will. Like, the hitbox on that is much different than with the Karengir axe guy, even though it's the exact same attack. Out there for a sniper. Yep. But there will be. Hey. We got the key. That is vestige of Brother Jeremiah. Jerry, use it well. Can't trust that it's just you. Too much Dark Souls 2 DNA. I don't trust that it's just this guy either. Mimic. Vile. Mimics. Cuties chime. This seems like a trap. Seems like a super trap. And the item's on the other side anyway. Gotta get to the other side. Don't think we can make that. Alright. We got the dog, we got the sniper. Have this fountain here. Or the one dog. Or the one dog to deal with. What's that about? Guy up there too. Master sniper. Is it just you? Okay, it was just a shield guy. Ready? least one dog. One dog, 2 wretches, and sniper. Got a mimic. Oh. Area exists because of the shortcut. Get there from the kitchen then. Mimic right there. Sniper. Snipers. Gotta be one on that side too. Item we got. The item. More important than everything else. Save the item. Sniper on that side. And cross over. Oh. Not on this side. Haven't been in there yet. This bottom. Who you mimic? Cool. That's everything down here. Figured out. That part now. Have a... I mean, I know we have a revive point somewhere in here. And we have that right there. Are we go bad? Okay. Oh. Mimic. Oh. Also another path here. Any path. I have many path here. Using spirit. Vertebrae, vestige seed, and go away, I've got story to do.
Look, you men, at the wickedness which can take root within the walls of our own house if we falter in our vigilance, our rigorousness, for even the briefest moment. See how malevolence and greed and weakness can twist the souls of those who once swore a solemn oath, and then turn them away from the light of our eternal lady, where they skulk and plot in shadow, waiting until they can enact their most foul betrayals. But above all else, heed what will be the fate of all traitors who submit to sin.
Specifically just for these guys, I wish I had a like a big ol' like I forget the name of it from like Demon Souls and Dark Souls. Like the big like bubble attack thing. I think that's everything here. Oh no, there's still more to do. Stop it. Bell guy down there. Probably die if we drop from here. Probably not a great idea to hit the bell guy. You know, like his bell ring things have like infinite range. Good guy right there. That's that door we were seeing from that side. This open sides. Get up. Open up the way. Excuse me, hither, brothers. Because with as much vigor as we have now, we can actually finish upgrading our weapon. Back here to take the rest. If we're going to do that, though, I wish to have no regret. Boyas. Yet regrets were had. And we pop the item out, though. Do not have to do that again. Run in. Oh. Here now.
So, this is where those men more deserving than I dwell, in the divine light of Judge Cleric's grace. It's quite something, isn't it? The sights, the sounds, the smells. Hello again, friend.
Righteous pulverizer. Those.
May your path be blessed.
We get that item, and then well, item and stuff. Okay, just dodge out of it. Upgrade Resonance Garb. And their stuff back. We can go... We upgrade our weapon. And get another... We upgrade our weapon and our lantern. Well, I think. I actually don't recall if it said we only needed one of those next upgrade. Mulu, I only need one of those. Yes. Oh, we have 2 secondary sockets. Carving out victory. Fully upgraded the Umbral lamp. Oh, there's only 3 upgrades. Alright, so this one is healing efficient. Kain Umbral, plus 15% withered health regain upon striking. Regain 15%, plus 15% withered health on striking an while in Umbral. Why are these different? I thought I was crazy for a second. Because these are, like, I'm not crazy, right? These are saying the exact same thing, they're just written differently. And because these two say the same thing, minus 20% withered health upon Umbral transition. Why are these why are these the same thing but say it differently? That is so weird. I mean, I guess if we were to put on this one and this one, then we would basically be going into Umbral full. Utmost insight. Fully socketed Umbral lamp with Umbral eyes. See that? Right. B-stack. I don't think they stack. Drop one off. Yes, I do stack. And so how come it looks like we're only like keeping like 10% more health than without that? There's 20. Regardless, I don't value that. Healing efficiency and... Like, I still don't really know what dread resistance is. Might as well do that. And Beast Axe requires 15 agility, full physical, and doesn't have any statuses on it. Found the Duty's Chime. Strength, 16 agility, full physical, statuses. I think we got a new spell. Pestilent Blade. Oh, no, like I found this a while back and I thought it was a weapon. And a Poisonous Umbral Rapier. Misery Missile. It wasn't either of those. Was it a item? Prince of the Hollow. Oh, we never checked the remembrance for that? Carefully crafted whistle. How he had failed Lucy. York tampered with the prime magic of Urangir. Entirely forgotten by his people. Generations. What returned to York was not his niece, but a mockery of life. So his eyes turned towards one. Desperate gamble. I think I read that before. Yeah, I did check that. The man's kitchen. Key to the kitchen in the manse of the Hallowed Brothers. For a long time, the Hallowed Sentinels have been in all around them, only to remain blind to the corruption within themselves, even when the source of that corruption is the very thing they stand against. None of these things. That thing I found. Okay. First dart. Throwing dart of umbral origin. Inflicts wither damage, which can hit enemies. Wither bolts. Roll-tinged crossbow bolts. Wither. Crossed arrows. Arrows imbued gold, which inflict physical damage and frostbite. Build up. Wither arrows. Covered in strange residue. Wither. Against Radiant Burst Parchment. Scripture covered in stripped parchment which explode on impact, inflicting holy damage upon while also healing allies. Using Spirit. Carved head which shatters upon impact, unleashing which decreases an enemy damage output while increasing the damage they receive. Refer to another enemy as long as the fearsome assassins of all time have been umbral adherents, carrying out their killings not only as a trade but as a means. Hence, lacerating knife. A knife which inflicts physical damage and build up. Need to build up. Only have enough to do the thing. Latimer's Relic Spear plus 10. Oh. Wound to perfection. Fully upgraded a weapon. Fully upgraded. Materials for stuff. Radar stick. 6 on large. Who to buy? Don't think we got any new rooms. Definitely see. All right. Spoons. Nothing to buy from anybody. Only thing that may have changed now that we've gone in there, maybe these guys have something different to say.
The thought of Captain Stommond out there alone, hounded by a rogue. I'll pray for his sake.
Change with that guy.
Plenty of allied sentinels blind themselves, but we Fidelis follow Captain.
Dog. Alright. That's everything we can do for now. And we'll head back in. Ants? Hold it. Leprosarium. Back over there. Ant supply. Ants. See how far we can get. So, end of the session. Now we're going to go back into Legacy of Kain finale. For the final part of the pitch for Legacy of Kain finale. Aren't interested in that? Bye. Okay. So after establishing a new cadre of basically like his own they call it. You just called the circle, or like I've forgotten what the name of like the Guardians of the Pillar like as a group called. But like after basically establishing his own like version of that, Kain like rediscovers with the help of more arcane allies that he's gained. Rediscovers the ability for time travel that taken at the end. You know, like when I can't remember his name. There's a character that was in I believe he was only in Blood Omen, Soul Reaver 2, and Defiance. I might be remembering, like maybe he showed up in more and I just forgot. But like there's a guy who's basically a time wizard. So like, you know, like his whole thing was that he was like one of the agents of the wheel who was going and making sure that fate followed the course as was intended to be. But when the events of Defiance happen and fully just like deleted from the wheel and and like, you know, like basically, and like, and Fate's Undone by Raziel, like coming Reaver. Like they lose the ability to travel through time from that, but through like through reestablishing like his own circle or whatever it was called, like Kain gains a new means of traversing through time, in which he goes and encounters Janos Audrin before, you know, like back when, like when he was still like the first of all vampires and still hadn't like spread the curse. And so, like, at that point, the player has the option to either fight Janos Audrin in order to kill him, or like proselytize him, and, you know, like bring him into the fold in order to like in order to like, you know, advance his cause in the present day. So if the player chooses to kill Janos Audrin, like that isn't a bad ending choice. Choosing to kill Janos Audrin makes it that the player is then then returns to, you know, a version of the present where, like, seemingly, like, the incursion and the invasion hasn't happened, and because Kain is unbound by the wheel, seemingly, like, you know, that prevented him from, like, losing his abilities and being, like, deleted himself from the time by erasing vampirism. But, and once again, like, while I don't consider it the bad choice for the player to do, what he then discovers is that the invasion happened a long time ago. Like, everything seems right. Like, this is a society that has already been invaded and dominated many like centuries earlier by by that force, because of the fact that, you know, like, Janos Audrin had brought a force into the world through his being that allowed allowed the guardians of like our, you know, that reality, I suppose, you know, to hold off those invaders for a time. Like, it was one of the powers that was necessary in order to keep them at bay. And by preventing the curse from passing on, Kain made it that, you know, like, Mortis didn't know about it. You know, Mortis was the guy who Kain into a vampire. Because Kain wasn't turned into a vampire by normal means. Like, most vampires are, you know, like, you know, the whole embrace, you know, turn someone using their blood. Kain was turned into a vampire by a necromancer. But, you know, like, but that necromancer was able to do that because a vampire had existed, and he understood what what vampires were, to be able to use his necromantic abilities to do that to Kain. But in which, you know, like, Mortis was one of the people, or Morteus, I forget the guy's name. Like he was the final boss in the original Legacy of Kain Blood Omen, and then he just became like a dude who gets murdered in Defiance. But since there was no precursor to vampires to cause Necromancer to go and go along that same path, or a different Necromancer to go along that path. There is no there was no like full founding, no threat to build defenses against. So the pillars stood, basically the pillars were never even established in this version of history because of like the player's choice to kill Janos Adrian back then. And by doing that, you were still able to, because as I mentioned, the Soul Reaver is immutable. Soul Reaver exists no matter what happens, at any point in time. The Soul Reaver exists. It is a singularity. It is always there. So the player is still able to go and take on the general, I guess, of the incursion, in order to recapture Raziel, bring Raziel back into his possession. But it's just a very different world that that the player has obviously, like even this isn't going to happen. I mean, this is me talking about like my dream game that I would make to finish off the franchise. But obviously, this isn't a thing that's going to happen. And there's too much budget required for a project like this. There's too many assets need to be created. You're talking about like the same world in different forms, similar to like how this has like the layered world thing. But by having the invaded world, I suppose, it gives players a way to see the events unfold in a way that wouldn't have been, weren't really part of the original canon for how something like that could happen. So this is even though it's not like the bad choice, it's not really the canonical choice. And same as how in Soul Reaver, the choice was that you have a choice at the end of Blood Omen to either restore the Pillar of Balance or to just live on as a vampire and not restore the pillar. And by letting the pillar fall, you set the events in motion that create the series. So so the canonical ending to Legacy of Kain Blood Omen is you making the selfish, Kain making the selfish choice. So it's kind of like the same idea that where you have the thing that isn't really in the canon for what the ending should be, but is an ending that the players can get because of their choice to do what they think Kain would do. Just have a good fight. So in working his way back into the invading forces headquarters, Kain is able to, like, you know, because obviously he doesn't have his forces anymore, because all of the forces, like the group that he put together to help him take on the invaders, they don't exist anymore. Like, Kain exists. Kain is cut from the wheel, but only Kain is. So Kain is in this timeline on his own, and so, like, you know, like, this basically becomes like Kain working his way through the headquarters, like, as a, you know, like, in the way that, you know, like, that he was trying to do at the beginning of the game, but, you know, without the, you know, like, with, you know, like, a good set of powers, but not the power he needs to be able to have to fight them all on his own. And so, like, basically, like, you know, like, you are put in a situation where you can't win. Like, the player is just, you know, you are overwhelmed. There's no getting to the Soul Reaver on your own. Like, there's no path in which, you know, like, you can actually accomplish the goal that is set out by Kain. But since this is also a timeline where, you know, vampires don't exist, and they're unaware that Kain ever existed, like, the invading general does exactly what you probably are assuming that he would do, and he takes the very fancy sword that was that was in this location because that's where it was in the other timeline, and, you know, like, so it's here because this is where it is. He takes the very fancy blade that seems to do terrible things to anyone that, you know, that dies by its touch, and he attempts to kill Kain with it, which has the desired effect of reconnecting Raziel with Kain and letting Kain go beast mode once again for the final conflict against the invading leader. So, get your big boss fight. Kain and Raziel are reunited, and they have a bittersweet reunion in that they both know what they've done to help Nosgoth, but Kain hasn't, at the same time, has put Nosgoth in a place where it is a shell of itself, you know. It is, you know, like, they took down, like, the leader, but again, but it's not really an invasion anymore. Like, it's over. So at this point, like, you know, it's Kain and Raziel getting a send off of, you know, them just going and trying to live in a world where everyone has been already been indoctrinated, and there is literally nothing they can do undo the damage that was done. Now, if you choose not to murder Janos Audrin, then things play out differently. Because by not murdering Janos Audrin, you're able to put events into motion where, at the moment of incorporation, moment where Janos Audrin was taken over by the invaders. You're able to have a plan in place, which I haven't really thought about, like what the thing would be. Like, is it magic? Is it just suggestion? Is it that Janos, being an immortal being, like you just are able to tell him, yeah, like this is gonna happen, and like you can either use a MacGuffin to stop yourself from being taken over, or dealer's choice. What it, it'll be required to someone who's a better rider than I am to come up with good reason why Janos Audrin is able to be influenced in any way, or when those events occur, that he will not be taken over. But the goal isn't really stopping Janos Audrin from being taken over. It's stopping Janos Audrin from being the one who takes the Soul Reaver. So by Janos Audrin no longer being the one in possession of it, Kain is now able to retrieve Raziel and continue on to a different timeline where things are essentially the way they left them, except that now the invaders are aware that they have that they are no longer in control of fate. There are things happening that that should not be happening, because they their whole plan was to make sure that what was going to happen, and that it couldn't be changed because they already sealed the web. Now, that puts them in a panic, which gives Kain the opening to finally start hunting down and taking out all of the generals of all the forces. And then eventually going toe-to-toe with the invading general, or the invasion leader, who is no longer in possession of Janos Audrin, now in possession of Vorador. Now, people who are familiar with Legacy of Kain know who Vorador is, and know that it doesn't make sense for Vorador to exist, because Vorador was killed in a different timeline, where basically in the original Legacy of Kain, Blood Omen, Kain goes back in time, which is where he gets the Soul Reaver to begin with, I believe. But when he gets back to the present day, the most ancient vampire of that age, named Vorador, is murdered by the time traveler guy that I mentioned, and and that ends that strain of vampirism. Although he does reappear in Blood Omen 2, which I never really understood. I know that Blood Omen 2 isn't really connected to the rest of the franchise, other than the fact that it's semi-referential, in that Kain kind of knows what the invading force is at the end of Defiance. That's the only reason that it kind of makes sense, that it kind of fits into canon, is just that part. But but it doesn't really make sense, because none of the events in Blood Omen 2 like seem to line up with anything that happens in the other games, which is meaningful because it was meant to be a completely different game that they were working on, that they turned into Blood Omen 2 because I didn't feel that they had the story right that they were going for. But anyway, but the Vorador, like after like Janos Audrin did whatever Janos Audrin things allowed him to not be possessed. Well, like set events in motion that allowed him to not be possessed. It also caused a ripple effect where by like messing with that part of the timeline, also messed with the sequence that caused Vorador to be executed during Blood Omen. So Vorador was, as a not equally powerful, but as another like extremely powerful vampiric being, was then taken over by the host, and that is your final boss is the original vampire from the cutscene in the opening to Legacy of Kain. So in defeating the incursion led by Vorador, Kain is able to like restore balance to not to the timeline, like restore balance to I mean, I like what do you call like what do you call fate as a as a general? A fate map? I don't know. Basically, he's able to make it that the now, like through his actions, like like ripples are occurring that are undoing the effect of the original of the intent of the invaders, and and their anchor being in this iteration Vorador. It allows them to unseats them from their place of their stranglehold, and now allows. So I don't know if there is a name for the world that Legacy of Kain takes place on. Like Nosgoth, I assume that Nosgoth is just like the continent that they live on. I don't actually know. Just never said. But I will just say that the world is Nosgoth. Now, like the peoples of Nosgoth are able to move forward, and Kain is able to pretty much live a vampire lord life, without the very foul consequences from the end of Legacy of Kain, Blood Omen, because the world that Kain created, and the world that was created as a result of Kain's choices, was a very bad world. Was a very, very, very bad world. It was the fated world. It was a thing that they had been setting up to happen, and that did happen, but like that, like that world was a really screwed up, like post-apocalypse kind of world. And now, like, you know, like with this, you know, like it's a world where like people are able to live free, but of course, you know, like Kain is a monster. You know, he has not given up his vampiric ways. Raziel did not remove the vampiric curse from him. You know, Kain still remains a vampire. He has no intention of being anything other than a vampire. And so he is living the Castlevania lifestyle. And taking on all comers as he lives out his eternity. And with a brother-in-arms always at his side, at the ready at his throne. That is the finale of Legacy of Kain franchise as I would do it. It's not about like wanting to like outplay the original writers or anything, because once again, like I don't feel like I thought this up when I was in my early 20s. So early to mid 20s. I don't even remember it. But you know, like but I was in school for computers. I was not in school for writing. So like I most certainly do not consider myself any kind of narrative expert of any sort. Like this is where ideas that I had as a college student who loved the Legacy of Kain franchise and who just wanted to have something to consider as like this is something that could have happened, that would have been cool. Would have been cool to have this happen. But yeah, but I didn't want to like make assumptions about what would have actually been the thing that if Amy Hennig was given the go to finish the series, you know, like what would she have what would have been the capstone on it? You know? Like there's no way for me to be able to say like what she would have done. There's only my ability to take what exists and turn it into something that I think would be satisfying to the Legacy of Kain audience, just for a purpose of having a conclusion at all. Yep, so that is the end of that. I don't know if I'll do more of these little post-session discussion things, but maybe I will. I don't know. Anyways, everybody for stopping by and checking me out. Enjoying the playthrough. Appreciate doing all YouTube stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, Stay Victus, Fires and Numeris, and bye.